Thank you very much for being here today. I am really excited about this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm a technologist myself. My wife and I have a cybersecurity company. My wife Angela, she is the owner of ISSE Services. She allows me to work for her. So, let's see. So the first thing I want to do is kind of give a little bit of a background on the program and kind of why we decided that we wanted to do this. I heard of an idea similar to this in Sacramento. And one of the things that I believe that as a city, when our residents succeed, then our city succeeds. And so what I really wanted to do was to use what's called ARPA. Does anybody remember ARPA? Remember the American Rescue Plan Act? That was money that was provided by the federal government to local states, counties, etc., to help in the recovery after COVID. So the city of Elk Grove decided to partner with CyberProud, so a big round of applause for CyberProud, to invest in the future of Elk Grove residents. What we recognize, again, is that we want our residents to succeed. And so, not me, but staff, and I'll pick on some of the staff folks around here, Sarah and Tish and Daryl left, but they came up with a program called Elk Grove Workforce Readiness Certification Program, or WORC, W-R-C, right? So it provides residents with free courses leading to industry-recognized certifications in the field of information technology, and it provides job placement and retention bonus for graduates. And it seeks to provide residents with the skills needed to be successful in an increasingly changing work environment. What I can tell you from my experience is that cybersecurity is one of those professions that will continue to be needed for a very long time. And so when I actually didn't make the suggestion that the program involved cybersecurity, but staff, knowing what was kind of important to me, said, hey, let's do, I think one of them was software engineering and the other one was cybersecurity. And immediately I said, okay, I'm in, I'm all in, let's do cybersecurity, there you go, we're good. But also to let you know, another thing that we did was light industrial, right? Forklifts and light industrial type things. So we weren't looking just at doing cybersecurity, but we were looking at other areas as well. So since the launch in 2023, March 2023, the demand for the program has been strong. And those of you who have participated in the program, you are that demonstration of strength. You coming together and getting and signing up 40 residents enrolled in the cybersecurity and infrastructure support tracks, and there's 70 more on the wait list. So we are approving, or we approved more ARPA funding, and so so we did that in 2023, and there's going to be, we're looking at doing something like this again. What was very important to us as well was the commitment to inclusivity and diversity. And graduates include recent high school graduates, college students, those looking to upskill, and those getting back to work after being out of the industry for a while. So that's a bit about the program. That's kind of the dry stuff. Hopefully the rest will be a little bit more exciting. Because here's what I want to know. Who's heard of FOMO? FOMO. I'm going to pick on somebody. I'll pick on my friend here, Chris, right?
Yeah.
FOMO. Nice and loud. What's FOMO?
Fear of missing out.
Fear of missing out. Anybody identify as a FOMO in this room? Fear of missing out. You want to go to every doggone thing ever, right? Who's heard of JOMO? Of course Angela knows who JOMO is. JOMO. Any guesses? FOMO is the fear of missing out. JOMO is the joy of missing out. Okay, so if you're not a FOMO, more than likely you're a JOMO. So, like me, who has the joy of missing out? Raise your hand. Come on, I know there are folks in this room who said, I think I'd rather stay home and pet the dog than go to this event tonight. You're a JOMO. And that's not bad. It's just who you are. You feel a little bit uncomfortable in some of the bigger spaces. You don't necessarily like to get out and shake people's hands and say, hi, how are you? I'm so-and-so from whatever, and I'm doing this. There are folks who don't like that. I'm that guy. And so you're probably going, yeah, right, says the guy standing in the front of the room, right? So what's interesting to me is that my wife, Angela, like I said, is a FOMO, a fear of missing out. She wants to go to everything. If she's not there until the end of the meeting or the event, she feels like she's going to miss something great. Me, like I said, I'm a joke. Now, going back a little bit further, my father and my mother were two very, very differently styled people. My father, his favorite quote was, "It ain't bragging if you can back it up." Anybody know who said that originally? Close in the fighting. Who was it? Muhammad Ali. And if you know Muhammad Ali, you know that guy had some ego, my friends. All right? That was very much my dad. My dad had a big, the ego wouldn't fit inside of this room. Now, my mom, she was completely different. What she used to say, or her favorite verse from the Bible was, be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love. And that's Ephesians 4:2. Now, I know I'm not supposed to quote Bible, but what I think people need to know is that's who she was. She was a very humble person. She was very quiet, mostly meek. So, I'd like to think I'm more like my mom than my dad. There are times when, I get a little bit of ego going, and I go, oh, I sound like my dad. But for me, when I was working at a company called Northrop Grumman. Anybody ever heard of Northrop Grumman before? Okay, Northrop Grumman, large company, Department of Defense, 10,000 plus people, very large, nameless, faceless company. I love them to death. Since you're recording this, they need to know that I love them because we're one of their subcontractors. But it is a big, nameless, faceless company, right? And so when we were living in Utah, my approach to work was to keep my head down, to do my work in my cubicle, to eat my lunch at my desk, and to stay extra time to get things done. I'm not saying that's bad, folks. I'm not saying that's bad at all. Because I think it's a good thing to have a work ethic. But one of the things that I challenged myself to do was to start reading different books so I could get a different perspective on business, on work. And I came across this book. It's called Never Eat Alone. Now, if you have, anybody ever read the book? 2 people have read the book. All right, you can be excused, sir. You've already heard it. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. Never Eat Alone. And I got to tell you, when I first read it, it's a book about networking. And I'm, again, I've told you I'm a JOMO. And I'm thinking, networking, gross. Don't want to do it. Because everybody knows that guy who'll come up and go, hey, hi, how are you? Here's my business card. Let's do lunch, do golf, right? I'm not that guy, right? But as I was reading it, there was an aha moment for me. And what that aha moment is invisibility is a fate worse than failure. One more time. Invisibility is a fate worse than failure. You see, you're responsible for letting the world know your talents and your desires. It's your responsibility. It's on you. But that doesn't mean that you have to do it in a creepy, icky, horrible way. Because you can toil away at your desk, you can eat your lunch at your desk, and you can do great work. But if people don't know, it's not going to help you. And even worse, when you get, at times, let go by your company, you're starting from zero. You haven't made relationships. You haven't talked to people and made friends who are willing to help you. So that was a very aha moment for me in terms of the way that I was approaching work and life. So, what you can do, and what I'm suggesting to you, is that with networking, you can be generous by helping others. And you can help other friends connect with other friends, right? You can help others to become your champion by helping them with their health, their wealth, and their family. And you think, what? Hang on. What are you talking about? When you can help, I'm going to pick on, Jordan. I'm going to pick on Jordan. Jordan, you have family?
Yes.
Right? Okay, and you got a father, mother, sister, brother, right? Do any of them have problems swimming? Let's just say yes. Your sister doesn't swim, right? But I know how I can help you do that. Or here's some really good resources for you, right? That sounds like a very superficial thing. But what I've done, if I was not making it up as I went, what I've done is showing him that I care about his family and that I have resources that can help him, right? Once I do that, you will likely become my champion. Simply because I helped you when I had no need to help you. You see what I'm saying? It isn't about the exchange of cards. It's about the exchange of concern and care for one another, right? So, another instance, wealth. I mean, hey, have you ever heard about this bank account that gets you 4%, whatever, right? That's the sort of conversation that you have with people. It's kind of like, we call it, I like football, you like football, right? We have something in common. Do you like football?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is an easy one. Well, I like football too. Who's your favorite team?
49ers.
49ers. I love the 49ers too. How many years have you been watching?
5 years.
5 or so years? Awesome. Yeah, I've enjoyed it since a long time ago because I'm 55, right? But now we have 3 things that we're talking about together that we identify with, right? It isn't, oh, here's my resume, or oh, here's my card, or oh, give me a call, let's do lunch, right? So what I'm suggesting to you is that you find ways to help others. And by helping others, you then make a much better environment for the both of you, right? It has to be genuine, right? It sounded like what I was doing with him was very not genuine because I was forcing it, right? But through the conversations and building conversations with friends, or with new people, I should say, then you start to build a relationship of trust. Okay. So, those of you who are fear of missing out, let me see your hands again. All right, you may know some of this just by nature. And for you Jomos, I need you to listen to this. This is very important for you. Failing to reach out to explain who you are and what you love is not a good strategy. If you're sitting alone, I love dogs. I love to pet my dog. It's not a good idea for me to hang out with the dog all the time. It's better for me to get out and talk to people. So what I'm suggesting to you is that you challenge yourself even if it's once a week, find something once a week where you can go out and talk to somebody, and it isn't about necessarily what you're doing, but it is what you love. Right? Okay. Am I getting close on time?
No, you're good.
Oh, I thought maybe you were gonna get out.
No, I'm not, I don't have the hook out yet.
Okay, you don't have the hook out yet. Okay. How am I doing on time, by the way? Where's Sarah?
5:20.
What's that?
5:20.
5:20. Okay. Woo. All right. I'm tracking all right. All right. Seek first to listen. People, when you're talking to them, if you're listening to them, or excuse me, if they're talking to you and you're listening, they may think that you're the best conversationalist they've ever talked to, and you may have never uttered a word because you're listening. And if you can help somebody with their health, their wealth, or their family, you've created an advocate. You have to reach out frequently. Once you've made a friend, keep that friendship alive. Whether it's once a month, every quarter, whatever, kind of figure out when that is. But don't lose touch with them. This is my absolute worst thing. This is what I do wrong all the time. I go to events like this, there'll be food at the back corner. I'll look for the table where nobody is, and I'll have my food over here. Never eat alone, my friends. Never eat alone. It's a very social activity. It's for lack of a better term, it's intimate. And when you're sharing food with someone, that's one of the most basic things that you can do to create friendship. So I would ask you that when you're out and about, try not to go to the table alone. Find a new friend and just say hi. May I be here with you. Now, so with that, I don't want to go on forever about it because what I want you to do is some more talking, right? I think I've thanked most everyone in the first part of this. I want to thank CyberProud for sure. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you're doing. I'm very, very proud to have been able to bring this program to Elk Grove, and I'm very, very thrilled with where they at. Where are you, Sarah? And where'd you go? Okay, Tish. Thank you so much for taking this idea and making it into something and bringing people into this room. Because I think, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I believe that you've changed lives. You've enabled them to take what they have to learn some more skills and then to help to move on to something better. So thank you very much to the both of you. A big round of applause for. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. I'll be around. I hope I haven't scared you. I hope I haven't scared my JOMOs away. And the FOMOs are probably like, yes. So I want to challenge each of you to please have at least one meaningful interaction today. It means that you have to be a little bit, vulnerable. Okay? Share with others who you are, what you're interested in, what you love. Okay? With that, thank you very much. Mix.